Yes, and welcome back to the 94 Club for your daily dose of country music. Hey look, this week we've got Chris Stapleton dropping a new track, so I'm super excited to get into that one. We're also going to look at American Aquarium, Tyler Tuesdays is back, Colter Wall is back. Who else are we going to look at? CORB Lund as well. I think there's some new artists that are coming to the channel that I've not heard before, so more excited than ever. Anyway, let's see who we've got today. Okay, so CORB LUND has been requested quite a lot on this channel, so we're going with it right now. This one looks like a duet feat JAIDA DREYER. Might be pronouncing that right, I might be pronouncing it wrong, so please do let me know. I'm diving straight in and going for one of his latest songs, one of his newest songs from a couple of months ago. Just if there's any CORB LUND fans that he might have dropped off the radar for, I can guarantee he's probably not, because the amount he's been requested, he sounds good. I will do this one, and then I will also do one of his older tracks as well. So if there's one of those you want me to hear that you think probably really says, makes a statement saying this is CORB LUND more than any, let me know. But for now, we're going to get into this one and see what we think. I had a quick skim of the comments, and he's being compared to all of the greats. So it's good to hear. I'm just excited to hear his voice now. So let's go.
This one I wrote on my own, but needed someone to sing it. So I said, hey, Jada, can you sing this? And she kicked the shit out of it. So. Take 14.
I know this little campfire setup is something that I'll probably look at and I go, that is something I dream of doing, and it might seem so basic to you, but we just don't do it over here. So when I'm gonna do a little road trip in the US, hopefully I'll be able to get my little dose of campfire and country music.
Well, I think you ought to try whiskey, babe.
Well, I think you ought to try gin.
Well, gin sounds kind of risky, babe.
Oh, but whiskey makes me cringe.
Yeah, but whiskey makes you frisky, babe.
Oh, much to my chagrin.
I think you ought to try whiskey, babe.
Well, I think you ought to try gin.
Well, whiskey makes me feel as though I'm smart and tough and tall. It makes me think of things I never thought about at all. And I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to at least try a drop of corn or rye or wheat or barley before they die.
Whiskey makes you do things that perhaps you might not. There's a devil inside every glass, a fight in every bottle. And whiskey makes you act as though the whole world owes you something.
It does.
And I love you, but when you're that high, you ain't all that dumpling.
Well, I think you ought to try whiskey, babe.
Well, I think you ought to try gin.
Well, gin sounds kind of risky, babe.
Oh, but whiskey makes me cringe.
Yeah, but whiskey makes you frisky, babe.
Oh, much to my chagrin.
Well, I think you ought to try whiskey, babe.
Well, I think you ought to try gin. Gin seems so...
I mean, I'll take it back a little bit. It sounds really fun. It just sounds like good fun. It sounds like obviously it's a back and forth, and this is probably a format of country music I've not yet been exposed to. So this is definitely something I'm enjoying. There's a lot in here that I can relate to in terms of being a fan of whiskey and what it makes you do, and waking up with that. He says it makes you cringe, and some of this, obviously it gives you that little bravado, little sense of bravery, and yeah, you probably do things in the day after you'll be cringing about the fact you've done them. So it sounds really, it's just good fun, isn't it? They're having a laugh while they're doing it. I'm smiling along and I'm enjoying it. So let's carry on.
Gin seems so sophisticated, classy, crisp and clean. Hints of piney juniper of England in the point. It makes me feel so ladylike, and it gives me what I need. And Lord knows with how we're living, I'll tell
drinking gin, you put your nose up in the air. You strut around the room and act like I'm not even there.
Most times you're
You
not.
slur your words and paw at every rich man to the door. If I want to taste that bitter, I'll go find a 2x4.
Bite it.
Well, I think you ought to try whiskey, babe.
Well, I think you ought to try gin.
Well, gin sounds kind of risky, babe.
Oh, but whiskey makes me cringe.
Yeah, but whiskey makes you frisky, babe.
Oh, much to my chagrin.
I think you ought to try whiskey, babe.
Well, I think you ought to try gin.
I think you ought to try whiskey, babe.
I think you ought to try gin. Yeah.
Cool. So I mean, the setup of the song and that little ending there, where they're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It makes me feel a little bit like, you know, when you get in a little light-hearted argument with someone and you just don't resolve it. There's no resolution. I feel like that's where we get with this. But the song, like I say, is really nice. I'd be interested to hear a recorded version of that, because obviously I hear it sitting around a campfire. That's kind of the situation I want to be listening to it in, because it was delivered so well. What I want to say is her voice is absolutely incredible. Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. So anyway, we'll go through the lyrics and we'll see what we think. So, well, I thought you ought to try whiskey. Well, I thought you ought to try gin. It's already that subtle disagreement and that back and forth and almost that like pettiness of the situation. And I guess we kind of see that a lot. So if I'm like, and even when I'm talking about country music to someone, I'm like, hey, listen to this song. I think you'll enjoy it. And obviously you're always trying to like force something on someone else, and they're like, well, if you listen to this, I'll listen to that. And it's almost like that trading of two opinions. And he goes, well, gin sounds kind of risky. And she goes, oh, but whiskey makes me cringe. So obviously the things that she does when she has a drink or a glass of whiskey. And then he goes, yeah, but whiskey makes you frisky, babe. Oh, much to my chagrin. I can't even remember how to pronounce that word. But essentially, she cringes at the fact that it probably gets her a little hot under the collar, and that's what he likes when she has a glass of whiskey. And she doesn't really want to be doing that. So it's just good fun, isn't it, really? And so the next verse, the verses were quite nice how they were set up. So he delivered the first half, she delivered the second, and then we reversed those roles in the second verse. And he goes, well, whiskey makes me feel as though I'm smart and tough and tall. It makes me think of things I never thought about at all. And I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to at least try a drop of corn or rye or wheat or barley before they die. So I mean, it's just a well-written verse of like these are the things that help make whiskey, and this is why I drink it, basically. And I guess it's that confidence that alcohol gives you, but also whiskey's like it's got a real nice heat going down and makes you feel quite like, you tense up a little bit, and it makes you feel quite strong, I guess. It really warms you up from inside and gives you a nice shot of confidence. And then she goes, well, whiskey makes you do things that perhaps you might not. And I guess she that's kind of like a flip on that. Whiskey makes me think of things I never thought at all. So, and she goes, whiskey makes you do things that perhaps you might not. There's a devil inside every glass and fire in every bottle, and that's true. I think people can get addicted to drinking whiskey because it probably gives you feelings that you wish you had when you were sober. So she's kind of playing devil's advocate here. Whiskey makes you act as though the whole world owes you something, and I love you, but when you're that high, you ain't all that dumpling. So she's just being like, bringing him back down to earth, really. And we get into the chorus again. So then the second verse is, she's talking. She says, Ginger seems so sophisticated, classy, crisp and clean. Hints of Piney Juniper, and England and the Queen. So I guess, I don't know, do you guys relate gin to England? I know we drink gin and tonic a lot over here. It's quite a common drink, and definitely one that, you know, the guys drink it as well, but definitely one that's more associated with the women. It makes me feel so ladylike and gives me what I need. And Lord knows, with how we're living, I'll take any help I see. So I'm guessing, yeah. So then he goes, when you're drinking gin, you put your nose up in the air, you strut around the room and act like I'm not even there. You slow your words and pour every rich man in the room. If I want to taste that bitter, I'll go find a 2x4. Like I say, it's a real back and forth throughout the whole song. I think what we end up finding in here is that he has an opinion of himself when he's had a drink, and she has the absolute opposite, and she kind of brings him back down to earth. When she has a drink, this is her opinion of herself, but actually these are the negatives. So the whole setup is really nice, and it's so light-hearted in the way that they deliver it that you don't feel that intense by it. But it is, I guess it's a real problem in a way, like, you know, when we have a drink, the way that we feel, although it makes us feel like we're on top of the world, is also a mask and covers up other stuff. But our perception of ourselves when we've had a drink is different from someone who's looking at us sober. You know, you might do something that you think is big and strong and makes you look good, but when you wake up in the morning, and that's that anxiety coming into play of doing stupid things the night before. So although it makes you feel good at the time, the midterm effects of that, waking up the next day, can make you feel a little bit remorseful. And I just like that setup of, this is how I feel. In his head it's positive, this is how it looks from the outside. In her head it's all negative. Likewise the other way around, when she has a drink it seems positive in her head. When he views it from the other side, he sees it as snobby, I guess. So like I say, great song. I'm definitely interested in hearing more in CORB LUND. That way he's written that song, and to be able to write that just in his own head and then give someone a part to sing is brilliant, because it shows how creative and how talented he is. Let me know if he's got some real clever songs that are really going to make me think. Drop them in the comment section below, and let me know what you guys think. Anyway, as always, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest videos, and hit that subscribe button, and you'll join the community right here. But get involved in the comments, please, and make sure you communicate with each other. That's kind of what I enjoy about this whole process. But anyway, I'll see you tomorrow, and tomorrow we're going to come with Cody, Jinx, David. Thank you. Bye.